Happy birthday to Muff. Happy birthday to Muff.
God,
Happy
you're old.
birthday, dear Muff. Happy birthday, dear Muff.
Hey!
Alex, don't quit your day jobs.
It's technically when they're listening to this no longer Muff's birthday, but I'm still celebrating.
This is Sports Stuff with Jim and Muff, recording on my birthday.
A big one.
It is a banner decade.
A big one for you, buddy.
Now start with the fours. They now start with the fours, ladies and gentlemen.
Age is just a number.
Yikes is right, Nemi. Yikes is right. Today is Tuesday, August 19th, and it's that time. It is that week. We are going to talk about some college football in preparation for week 0. Breakdowns, well, not even breakdowns, discussions on the Big 10 and Big 12. Jim has a new format for us that we're going to follow. He's already angry and upset with some of our opinions.
I think it was done just to piss me off.
No.
He's already called us some nasty names.
There's no audio evidence that I did that.
There's audio evidence. It's my brain.
You say so.
What'd you say, Nate?
He called us the South Carolina mascot.
He did, without the game. Minus game, South Carolina people. We are going to do that. Guys, it's college football time. This is the last Saturday, was the final Saturday without college football or basketball.
Well,
I understand it doesn't mean much to you, Jim, but for some of us it means something.
Yeah.
Until
Jim.
April 11th, 2026.
Less.
That is a solid 8 months of fun every Saturday.
I'm pumped.
We are back.
We are all the way back now. Before we get into the lead off, remember everybody, you can follow us at Sports Jim Muff on Instagram and Twitter, Sports Stuff with Jim and Muff on Facebook, on YouTube. Subscribe, comment, rate, review, poke, like, tickle.
Get the bell on.
Ding ding.
With authority, get that bell on. Make sure that you get into YouTube, subscribe, because there's going to be prizes.
Prizes?
Prizes?
When we get to 100 subscribers. And while you're there, make sure you, as Jim says, get the bell on.
Wonder what our prizes are.
That'll be a consultation between myself and the fine
In company.
bingo. Alex got it. Jim has banished the proprietor of Harper and Company.
I didn't banish her. I just said that TV show she was watching, that smut television, it was loud.
What was she watching, Nate?
Big Brother.
See?
That would put, I think that does go in that category.
Thank you.
All right, let's get straight into it. The leadoff. It was my birthday. It is my birthday. I celebrated in Chicago.
Chi-town.
Was in Chi-town, caught a Cubs-Pirates game at Wrigley Field.
And
The Pirates won the day I was there.
Hey.
like
They knew.
mm-hmm.
I will say that didn't stay there the whole game,
Wow.
Yeah.
so
Fair
I can't
weather
say.
fade.
I mean, the weather was fair. It was a very early wake-up call, about a 3:30 wake-up call to catch the plane to get there, and it was a little warm, but I did do, we'll say, Chicago-type things, I guess. Walked around the stadium. We did a stadium tour. Actually did that on Sunday, which was pretty cool. A lot of historical context since it's a game day. We didn't get to go into like clubhouses or anything, but learned more about the grounds themselves, some of the nuances, how the Cubs pretty much just shit on the away teams. I think not abnormal for different teams, but since it's such an old stadium, old ballpark, they haven't done a lot of upgrades on the visitor side. So that was pretty cool to see. Did get to go on the field. When I say onto the field, about 2 steps onto the field, everything was roped off. But went around Wrigley, did some seat hopping, pissed some people off. But when in Chicago, you do Chicago things. Got a dog. Got a dog from the ballpark, a hot dog.
I
So
got so excited. I thought Muff got a new dog.
Yeah.
no, did not get a dog for my birthday. Got a hot dog
Hmm.
at Wrigley Field.
You got a glizzy.
Uh, yes, I got a glizzy, but it's not. They don't. That's not a Chicago thing to call it a
Was that-
glizzy.
Did you just
I think
get a
it's-
regular hot dog, or what'd you get on it?
So it was a regular hot dog. Which is hilarious. So got the regular hot dog. This was after the stadium tour on Sunday, so the ballpark was still like opening up because it was it's like 9:45 a.m. start time for the little thing because the gates opened at like 11:15. And on the walk out, shout out Jude, who was my host for the weekend, my college roommate Jude. He and his wife were the hosts for the weekend. He's like, "Hey man, you got to get a hot dog. This probably isn't going to be like a loaded dog like you would get normally, but we got to get one while we're here." And I put Heinz ketchup on it. So
Yeah.
screw you, Chicago. So that was pretty cool. But I don't know if you all saw this weekend in Chicago, they also had the Boat and Air Festival,
Mm-hmm.
which included the Air Force Thunderbirds and stunt planes and everything.
Yes.
That's cool.
Did you see some of those clips?
I was going to ask you if that was around you.
Yeah, we were in the stadium for multiple flyovers, which I do not think were planned. At
Scared
least
the shit out of the Cubs.
Well, it scared the shit out of everybody in that proximity because they broke the sound barrier.
Oh my.
Ooh.
And Sonic Boom not only set off all the car alarms, because this was as we were walking away back into the neighborhood area, all bunch of car alarms, and apparently shattered some windows in the vicinity as well. So, yeah, they didn't, I don't think that was intentional. Maybe intentional by the pilot, but the outcome not intentional. But that was a big deal. People were talking about it the next day and the next day.
And today, probably.
Probably for until next year, whenever they're like, hey guys, can't do this again. But it was the Air Force Thunderbirds. Went out near the lake, one of the harbors, caught all the air show and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool. Also, I was there, caught a Bears game at Soldier Field.
Nice.
Check 2 things off the bucket list. Bears Bills preseason, so you get what you get in that. We actually got to the stadium probably 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Traffic is no joke in Chicago.
Wasn't that final like 38-0 or something?
Yeah, we left at the end of the third quarter of that as well. Writing was on the wall. So, but still got to take in Soldier Field, walked around a little bit. It's cool. Rode the L around everywhere. So, the elevated train for those that are uninitiated. It's a cool experience.
If you haven't watched Shameless.
Yeah, if you've not watched Shameless. And for reference of proximity to Wrigley Field, Jude lives less than a 10-minute walk from Wrigley Field.
So like where the Blues Brothers live? Is he in like Jake Elwood's
I'm not sure. I
next
think
to the train that rattles his place, or
so lives like 2.5 blocks from where the L stop is.
yeah, okay.
So that would probably be, I don't know if they lived right next to Wrigley Field. I forget where that was. There's like the Addison stop, which is like the Wrigley Field stop, and the next one is like the Sheridan stop, which is where he is. So, yeah, pretty cool. Got there super early on Friday morning. Took a pic in front of the ESPN Chicago radio
That was
spot.
a nice picture. Is that the one you sent us?
Yeah, that was one
Nice
I sent
picture.
you guys. And super cool from Jude. My birthday gift from Jude was a authenticated signed Jerome Bettis playing card.
Was
Oh,
it
wow.
graded? When you say authenticated, was it graded? Is that what you're saying?
It's graded, authenticated,
Oh,
it's got all of
nice.
that.
That's super
Um,
cool.
Yeah. And this is not authenticated, but we're just going to say it's good because Jude says it's probably good, so I'm going to say it's probably good.
All
A
right.
James Harrison signed Steelers replica helmet, 2008 Defensive Player of the Year.
Nice.
Cool.
So
No comment.
no comment. Hey, it was a good year for James Harrison. It may or may not have hurt some people. So, real cool weekend in Chicago. For anybody that's ever thinking about it, I very much put you in the spot to go. Make sure that you check that out. Barely got to do a quarter of the things that were on the list of things that we thought about doing for the weekend. So maybe next time I'll get a little bit more learned, go to some museums, but took in a lot of sports sites. Did a night boat tour on the rivers. So that was pretty cool.
Cool.
But yeah, take it in if you can. Go to Chicago. Go to a Cubs game. If you can, go to a Bears game. So a lot of positives.
So did you at least stay for whoever the celebrity guest was for the 7th-day stretch?
No, it was Hayden Christensen, I believe, from Star Wars.
How do you not stay for that?
Listen, man, it was a long day. It had a long weekend ahead of us.
All right.
So
They did sounds like they had a lot of events.
did a lot of things, buddy. Did a lot of things. So that was my weekend. In the sports world, though, a lot of things have happened. A lot of things overall in the sports world. The college, the pros, and as far as football goes, UFC. We got a lot of good things to chat about today. But we're not going to bury the lead, especially for the Ohio State fans on the call with us tonight and recording with us. Michigan has been punished.
Thoughts, comments, reaction?
Have they been punished enough?
Wow.
For those that can't hear, Jim is making some poo noises. I'm unsure exactly what the thought is there. Is it like a spit take, Jim? What are you doing?
It's a bullshit is what it is. It's not a punishment.
He's got a bad cord in his microphone, that's all.
Yeah. It's
So-
not a punishment. It's a joke.
It's a joke, Jim says. Nemi, do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, it's not much. I mean, and Jim Harbaugh in the NFL now, and they said they're not going to punish him or anything. Like,
I'm okay
Yeah.
with that. If you want to take that, like, they didn't do that to Tress. They did the same thing. Fine.
didn't they end Tress's career? He never got
That's
to
the
coach
same
a-
thing. They did the same thing.
Like it's a show cause thing or whatever, right? So he would have, isn't it like you basically can't come back to college football for 10 years?
They got to show a very, very, very valid reason and do a lot of legwork,
Yeah.
and it's not going to happen.
Did
So,
he
like,
run to the NFL knowing this was coming?
absolutely.
That's all.
Absolutely.
That's there you go.
Now I'm going to give you a legitimate, non-biased as I can. Okay.
That's all we
'Cause I
can
went
ask.
to lunch with who I believe, if he ever listens to the podcast, he says he does, but questionable, with a very big Ohio State fan.
All right.
And I got texted from a Michigan fan.
You wait.
At the same time.
You let Michigan fans have your phone number?
This guy, yes, he's
Okay.
one. He's one.
He's one of one.
Okay. I believe the Harbaugh sanction was legitimate. I believe the Connor Stallions was legitimate. I'm okay with this. The program being on probation, I'm okay with this. All of this adds up. Okay?
Waiting for the part you're not okay with.
Where we get, like, sketchy here is when you compare it to, and it's just, there are some out there that do, to Tattoo-Gate. Ohio
Okay.
State scrubbed a year worth of wins, self-imposed, and the NCAA accepted that. They didn't cost Michigan any of that season or the season before.
Maybe they didn't. Maybe Ohio State did too much. If they did it themselves,
Exactly.
like maybe they would have
Exactly.
like, yeah, we weren't going to do that to you. You did it to yourselves.
So Ohio State has more integrity than Michigan. Okay, got it. Good.
Or they're dumb enough. Or they're dumb enough to do all of
I
that.
was like, that just sounds like poor decision making, is what it sounds
I
like.
don't want to hear Michigan man anymore. Okay.
Does
Anyway,
vacating wins in the past even matter to you though? Like, what does it matter if they're like,
yes,
oh, why? Then?
yes,
Why?
because they hold it. Have you not seen them hold that shit against? How old are you?
So you're 35.
Do you remember that long streak we had of beating them? I know it's hard. It makes us want to forget when we got beat the last 4 years.
I know,
But
but
every Michigan fan would rub it in our face that season we had to erase.
I understand that, but like, so what if they did erase that? Like, what does that matter for us Ohio State fans that
I
haven't
feel
beat them in
better.
4 years?
I
How?
feel better.
Why though? We still haven't beaten them in 4 years.
I'm still okay. Erase the one. We
Okay.
did. They should. And then I'm okay with it.
Okay.
Erase it. And I'll take the national championship year. Give it to them. The year before, erase it.
Do you think Muff will get into what you want to get into what the penalties were before we talk about them?
Yeah, sure. Jim's already stated, the probation, 4 years probation, a $50,000 fine plus 10% of the football program's budget, and a fine equivalent to the lost postseason revenue for 2025 and 2026. So that's financial implications. 25%.
Mathematically, that's from what I heard.
Yeah.
It's the equivalent of 2 postseasons, or like 25 to 30 million
Total.
which is
total. Yeah.
That seems
Good
like a
chunk.
pretty big ban, but Barstool could just write a check tomorrow and change all the fix it
Thank
all.
you.
Well, that's what does that matter? I mean, Ohio State has people that could write that check all the same if that happened to them right now.
But we
Right.
didn't when we got Tattoo-Gate. Let's make sure we preface this. We did not have Tattoo-Gate and NIL back then.
Now that I agree with.
Right.
Okay.
I understand that the landscape of college football has changed. I'm not going to disagree with that.
In
Next,
relation to that, hold on, Muff. I just want to put some context.
yeah.
Tennessee just got punished the end of last year, very
Right.
recently. They're the last team to get punished. Had $8 million in fines. So
Okay.
I'm
And that was-
okay with the sum.
That was recruiting related, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So total monies you're good with,
Yep.
without this comparing to previous and blah blah blah.
Yep.
Like at face value, you're like, okay, 20, 30 million, that's fair. We have a 25% reduction in official football visits this upcoming season, and a 14-week prohibition on recruiting communications. This is all related to Jim Harbaugh, correct?
Yes. That was, I believe, separate from the cheating.
Correct. Yeah, that was something that was
Yes.
it happened previously, and it was still sitting there waiting to be, for lack of a better word, adjudicated.
Yeah.
So, how do we feel about that? Do we feel that is fair? Because a lot of that was COVID recruiting violations, I believe.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Okay.
Fine.
Okay. Connor Stallions gets the 8-year show cause. Jim Harbaugh gets the 10-year, which starts in 2028 because he already had show cause from the recruiting violations.
I think they should flip the 10 and 8, if that's just me. Let's give the guy who did this and flaunted and destroyed evidence and all this other shit, because Connor Stallions is the madman behind it.
I
Let's
actually
flip
will
the
say I agree
numbers.
with you there. I thought the same thing.
Flip the numbers.
Right. Okay. That's fair. So, but the numbers themselves,
Yeah, they're okay.
legitimate. I mean, again, we all know that Jim Harbaugh wasn't going
Yeah.
back anyway. Sherrod Moore has a suspension,
Yeah.
which includes 2 self-imposed games.
I don't like that. Why self-imposed? Because Oklahoma's weak too.
Yes. Yes. Which is horse shit. Because that's his alma mater, and that's a storyline that they can tell. Horse shit.
Why?
I'm in agreement.
So this is probably dumb, and I've kind of wondered this for a while. What was his big involvement in this? Just because he was part of it?
He had evidence, and he destroyed it on his cell phone.
Okay. I just genuinely, it's been like he gets brought up all the time, and I'm like, I don't really, because he came.
Yeah.
He knew about it. Like he was
Yep.
involved.
That's what I'm
He knew
saying.
about
That's it, though. It's okay.
Yeah, he didn't propagate it or push it.
He just didn't report it.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's Joe Paterno.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
don't do that again. We have a whole different show if we're talking about Joe's involvement, because you and I have had that.
Yeah.
That's basically the start of this podcast, is
Yeah.
the Joe Paterno conversation. So let's not do that again.
I'm just saying it's very like a 20,000-foot view of
Yeah,
being
sure.
involved in
Yeah.
the mix, and did he do or not do enough?
Yeah.
That's that view, not like we're not getting
Yeah.
into the nitty-gritty there. Denard Robinson gets a 3-year show cause. I did not realize his name was involved with all of this.
I think that's recruiting.
That's part of the recruiting.
I
Okay.
think.
Maybe that's why it hasn't shown up in my
Yeah.
life. So, And Sharon Moore also 1 game in 2026.
That's the thing that makes no fucking sense.
Why don't just do 3 in
Just
2025?
do 3 and 25 and let's get this over with.
I thought it'd just be
Because they can't do Oklahoma, or they would have.
Well, I thought it would just be in a row. Like,
Yep, boom, boom, boom. Nope, we got to skip that Oklahoma game, so we'll tack it on to the next year, and everybody will be okay with the fact we skipped Oklahoma.
I wonder what other games are that week, and I wonder if that's a game day.
Oh, it's got to be the
Game day.
D game of the week that week.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, week 3, you're starting to get into some BS games in the SEC prior to SEC play. Probably some low-level Big Ten games for those that are doing it. Yeah, that's probably a game day star.
Makes sense then, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's all about the machine, boys. Got to
Yep.
keep the machine going. So those are the penalties, the fines, everything involved with that. You have, for good reason in this case, made a parallel or a comparison to Tattoogate.
Yeah.
There are also people that are making the comparison to Reggie Bush and USC.
I don't think they're the same.
Explain.
I don't think it's because I don't think there was a systemic issue with the program with Reggie Bush. I think Ohio State, and I will come out and say and probably get roasted. I think Ohio State had a compliance issue or lack thereof of any compliance and tried to skirt the situation and got caught and they got smashed. I think it's the same because of the undercover bullshit and all of that. Whereas like Reggie Bush took some donors that he shouldn't have taken and got his parents a house. Like that has nothing to do with USC.
Right, it's an individual player.
Yeah.
Make it in a very unique situation at that time. At least that came to light at that time.
Right.
Probably others that were doing similar things,
Oh, I'm
but
sure.
he's the one that got caught. And not just at USC, across the country.
Yeah.
So, all right. So now that we've got some Ohio State takes here, Nate, do you
Muff.
think that this is a fair punishment for Michigan?
I mean, I think no vacating of wins seems odd, but at the same time, who gives a shit? You're still going to remember who won the game.
Nope.
You
Fuck
take
you.
people's wins away. I mean, that's like any other thing. It's like, oh, well, we're going to take your record away. We're going to take your award away. It's like, yeah, people still know who was the athlete, who won the game. Like, you can say, oh, it was vacated, but no one's really going to remember that.
Yes.
I agree with that.
He won. They won because they cheated. If you take the win away, you're putting
You're
ownership
taking
on
the
the cheating.
You're taking the win away on paper. Who gives a shit?
Fairness does. Justice.
Oh, justice.
this warrior.
Fairness and justice. Let's remember
We're gonna
all
get
of this for
justice
later
against
on.
them this year. We're gonna get justice against them this year, Jim.
Hey, man, I'm not holding my breath. I'm sorry.
There's a lot of skepticism about the game this year for Ohio State fans, or at least one
What
Ohio State fan.
happened? What happened?
Alex, fair. Michigan's punishment.
I expected to see a vacating of the win, but my opinion on it is very similar to Nate's, where like I still know that like if just saying Ohio State because it's the elephant in the room, I still know that Michigan beat Ohio State. Like either way, it wouldn't change my opinion.
Okay. In all seriousness and joking aside, I know this is a podcast. We're having good times, but the premise here is they cheated, they got caught, they lied, they covered it up.
Well, I just said I
That's-
expected them to have vacated games.
I'm not really necessarily holding you accountable, Alex. I'm just trying to talk about why I'm adamant about vacating. If that's the premise, then do we not go back and go, that's when they cheated, we're not going to stand for it, we're vacating the cheat? Like, I'm just thinking as like a parent.
I think
No, I'm going to punish that behavior. I'm going to show you that behavior. And I'm going to make that behavior, the consequences, like, lock in together.
I think more than that, what I'd like think it would be that like the benefits they got from winning the national championship.
Sure,
that year.
yeah, that's good. I like that. That's
Take the
a
money
great
away.
point.
Like, who cares about the win itself? take the money away and be like, well, you don't get your prize then.
I like that. Then take the trophy too.
Okay, if that makes you feel
That's
better.
the petty ass Ohio State guy right there.
Get it back. I was like, okay.
There's the Ohio State homer sneaking back.
Right, and we know Ohio State doesn't get the trophy though,
I don't care. Just take theirs out.
as long as they don't have it.
Yeah.
Honestly, if it was Pitt, I might feel the same. So I won't.
Right.
All right. My personal opinion is, right, I think this demonstrates to me how the NCAA will handle things in the future. Whether, I mean, I'm not going to say, I don't think we'll ever see a cheating scandal like this again, at least that comes to light. But it's an economic war now. Like, the wins are the wins. We're not going to mess with that unless there are like just serious systemic issues in the program that persist for 5, 10, 15 years that you've been covering up. It's an economic war now. We're going to hit you in the pocketbook. We're going to make you then have to go back to your donors and ask for more money, or take things from your football program budget itself, right? That's the revenue. It's the profitability of your program. You've got to make up for that now. I did expect to see a little bit more maybe in scholarship stuff. Like, even if that's a placeholder now and it doesn't mean as much because you can compensate student athletes in other ways, I thought the NCAA would at least, just based on principle, say scholarship restrictions, take scholarships away. But again, maybe that's their realization that doing that does not have the same effect anymore, because you're going to get millions of dollars for those high profile recruits anyway. And for programs like Michigan, everybody's going to get some money. So what is taking their scholarship away doing? So I think it is going to be an economic war with the NCAA into the future. Those are my thoughts. Vacating wins, with Alex and Nate. We're always going to remember who won the game, regardless of how they did it.
Yeah, it's fair.
So, sure, we'll hear more about this, especially leading up to the post-Thanksgiving weekend.
Honestly, no. I this, and you know what? I'll put this in the notes right now.
Oh,
Here
keepsakes.
we go. Keepsakes.
So wait, keepsakes. For those maybe tuning in for the first time, or we've kind of
that's
gone
fine.
back and forth keepsakes, explain the keepsakes, Jim, and let us know what's in the keepsake folder at the moment.
Thank you. That's a great point, Muff. Keepsakes. These are things that I'm going to hold in our memory banks, kind of like a time capsule for us to revisit, but also for accountability.
So it's like a list of takes.
Yes.
It's hot takes that you can revisit and show somebody that they were an idiot.
Got it.
Yes. I've been like tracking this Anthony Richardson doesn't make it past the Steelers. Like I'm really pulling for this one.
So what do we have in the folder now, Jim?
Muff, there's one in here I can't repeat because we said we were only going to say it one time on the show. Muff says Dolphins versus Bengals over. Anthony Richards doesn't make it past the Steelers. And then we all know what a Panther is.
Yeah, that was the one. I was like, I think Nate, actually, of all people here, who would have thought he contributed the one that we don't repeat.
And now, for the fourth installment, Jim will no longer bring up the Michigan cheating situation.
Oh, wow.
Ever?
Yep, it's done.
I thought this... Okay, I will give you an opportunity to amend.
Yep.
I said the week of the game.
I'm saying I'm not even bringing it up.
That's
Because they're sanctioned and it's
'Cause
done
it's
and over
done.
with.
It's done and over with.
I thought you were done with this like a long time
Yeah, but
ago.
if this is news and it's a podcast, I got to talk about it.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
We can't rag on him.
So if there's news that comes out related to this, then we can bring it back up.
I feel like if it's significant news, it opens it up for discussion.
Okay.
Yeah.
If
I'll
somebody
do
else
that.
brings it up.
There's a disclaimer to this keepsake.
No, I think Jim won't bring it up. But if
Yeah,
someone
I will not bring it up.
But if
Alright,
we bring it
fair
up, he's allowed to answer the question.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So we're putting a pin in this.
Yep. It's in the keepsake box.
It's in the keepsake box. I've seen this popping around on social media. Just want to get the boys' thoughts here. Dudes that get upset about fall weddings because they can't watch football are selfish and immature.
That's from a bridezilla named Karen, and she kissed my ass.
Well, okay, that's Jim's thoughts.
Jim has a very pointed thought. Alex.
It depends. How big of a deal are you making about it, and how
It's
serious?
W and Pitt, and the wedding
If it's
kicks off.
if it's my sister's wedding, I'm going to the wedding and I'm going to be pissed off and annoyed, but probably not.
But you're not allowed to. That's immature and selfish.
You can do it, but you don't have to like ruin her day by being like, "I can't believe you did this. I can't."
That's not what the quote says. You getting upset,
I would be annoyed by it.
but that's selfish
So
and
then
immature.
it's calling you selfish and immature. The
Right.
quote is.
Okay, I thought this was more like, are you like keep bringing it up and making it a thing, or did you just feel the feel? So I'm selfish and immature just for feeling the feelings.
Just for being upset.
Being upset. So I bring this
You're allowed
up for
to.
myself because I am an integral part of a wedding this upcoming Saturday.
Ooh.
But that's okay because it's week
It's
zero.
early,
That's smart
yeah.
wedding planning.
If you're like rivalry week, putting like weddings on, you just made poor choices. You don't want you don't want any men at the wedding.
Like if my daughters were like, Dad, we're only gonna be able to be married at the venue of my dreams on Michigan versus Ohio State, I would be like, I won't be there.
And I'm not giving you any money.
For bad choices.
So what if this theoretically was like it's a 4:30 wedding, Dad?
And the game's at noon.
Yeah.
I hope you don't plan on me being in a good mood. And I'm not walking you down the aisle.
Oh,
At 4:30?
I'm not fumbling the football on that day.
Game's over.
I'm not fumbling the football on that day. No.
So Jim's
That's a hard
selfish
decision enough as it is as a dad.
and immature, based on the quote.
Jim is
Don't
incredibly
care.
selfish and immature because he's talking about his own daughters.
that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
I feel like
What would be
I
worse?
actually, because I know Jim as a person and I'm letting him have this for his personality on the show, I do call bullshit. I think there's not a thing.
Alex,
I think someone would have to cut your legs off
text
and
my
let you
wife.
be bleeding out for you to not walk your daughters down the aisle.
Text my wife. I have problems even thinking about doing it, let alone on that day. Not happening.
Jim, what would
He's
be
literally
worse?
shaking,
Having it
talking about it
on
right
a
now.
on a Friday before the game, or 4:30 after the game?
All right, say it one more time.
What would be worse for you, if in this situation, if it was a Friday wedding the day before the game?
Oh, I love it.
You would love it more. You wouldn't
Friday
be on
before
it
the game's
time
awesome.
thinking about the game.
Nope, that's fine because it's a distraction from the game. I don't have to think about it.
Fair enough.
That's a great idea, in fact.
It's also the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Friday weddings are terrible too. You gotta take off work and all that. Like those
Well,
are
it's after Thanksgiving, you at least have a
that's a
long
good thing,
weekend.
Dad.
to give
Yeah, it's a
yourself.
long
You
weekend.
take the Friday off of work, you make it a long weekend.
Right. That's brilliant. I don't know
Now
if that
it's-
day's
now
not
you're
the day
getting
in
into the
Columbus.
topic of people who do weddings on holiday weekends. That's even worse. I had one on the 4th of July this year, and it was so I was what is the word? I was selfish and immature.
It wasn't even football related.
No, it wasn't. I was
It was
just
just
like,
hot.
yeah.
So initially, when I got this wedding date, I was like, "Is this the Texas Ohio State game day?" Because there is definitely a Ohio State fan contingency that will be at this wedding, and I was like, "This may be a problem for not just me."
Yeah. Well, my
but-
best friend turns 40. Not just you. There's a
Well, I know this. I know who you're talking about.
Turns 40 on Ohio State versus Texas. I'm going to his birthday party, and his wife called me and was like, "Hey, his birthday party." It's like, "Is at what time?" And she was like, "Noon." I was like, "I'll be there, but the TV gonna be on, right?" She's like, "Yes." I was like, "All right." Like,
I'm surprised that it. I mean, not that I didn't think you would go, but I thought there would have been maybe some lobbying, like, "Sure, it's going to be at noon."
oh no,
Positive?
you know, you guys know, like the circle is where I'll
Right.
show up. Like if Nate's like, "Hey, I need you to show up," I'll be there. But like, there gotta be a TV at least. Cut me some middle ground.
What if I get married on Ohio State Michigan Day?
I don't know, Muff. I'll be at the reception after, I guess.
What if you're the guy? What if you're the guy?
That you're
What do you
married?
mean, the guy?
Like,
No, no,
wait,
no.
what?
Like the
Wait,
best
wait,
man.
wait.
The
I'm
best,
taken,
the
bud.
best man. The best man.
Oh,
I think you meant Muff was
He's
married.
out.
Muff.
I was like,
Shit. I'm going to be on my phone, bud.
That's a compromise.
I'm going to be on my phone.
All right. As long as you got that ring.
Yeah. You're going to have to elbow me. Like, hey, it's time. Oh,
hey,
shit, my
Muff, here,
bad.
here you go. Here you
We'll
go.
just be like tapping down the aisle, like, get his attention. Jim, the ring.
I'll have to have like a handler for you.
Yeah.
Jim has to. Jim, just follow his feet. Just
Got
follow
it.
the person in front of
Got
his feet. And when they tap you on the right shoulder, just go like this because the ring's already in your hand. Just raise your hand. We're good to go.
For sure. But I was at a wedding where it was Ohio State versus Notre Dame, and I was in Indiana, and I was in the bridal party. And I almost missed, like, you know how during the reception they had the walk out of the party?
Yeah.
They had to pull me from the bar to the reception. I was like, there's a game. Like, no.
There's a game, guys. We got things to do. All right. So I think I don't know, Nate. What are your thoughts here?
Well, I'm kind of in a little predicament because with college football for me now, I was asked to be a groomsman in a wedding next year, and I'm probably going to turn it down because of college football, but for a different reason.
Selfish and immature.
Well, that's because you're like a part of the football game.
Correct. Different.
Like,
Yeah, they're finding
you're not there to watch it.
there are life progressions that could be implicated by Nate's.
Right.
Well,
Right.
I mean, I think Jim could argue there are life progressions that could be.
Yeah, I have a
result
podcast,
of-
damn it.
So we're all sort of selfish and immature.
Yes.
Yeah, to
it'd be-
an extent.
It'd be
And
tough
you
for
wouldn't
me
want
too.
us any
I'm
other
gonna-
way.
That's why we're here today. All right, so now we got that. Let's get into some NFL news before we get into some college football talk on the Big Ten and the Big 12. Joe Flacco officially named the starting QB for Cleveland Week 1. Resident Cleveland enthusiast, Cleveland Browns fan. Nemi, what are our thoughts, and does this really matter in the grand scheme of things?
Well, he'll be one of 4 that start for the year, so might as well still got to start with somebody. I think they're all going to end up getting a shot. Not, someone's going to get hurt or this, or someone's going to be banged up or bad play or something like that. But I actually do think all 4 will start a game this year. So, does it matter? Not really. So,
We already know your thoughts on the Browns season, so
4.5 wins, whatever. But yeah, so that's my take on it. I think everyone's going to get their turn. I think it might have been Pickett if Pickett was healthy. He hasn't really played in a while. I think that was really the Vegas favorite and what everyone thought was going to start week 1 was going to be Pickett, but he's been hurt and stuff. So I guess Flacco it is. It's kind of the way I think they went about it.
all right. Prior to this, we had some controversy and some hubbub in the media world about Dylan Gabriel had an on-field interview during the last preseason game for the Browns, and he made some waves with his comment, and I quote, there's entertainers and there's competitors, and I totally understand that, but my job is to compete, and that's what I'm focused on doing.
I wonder who that was directed at.
And the media took that and ran with it as we would expect and hope. Gabriel later put some disclaimer, perspective, additional commentary, saying that this is a long-standing mindset that he's had to be a competitor, not an entertainer. But where did he play last year, Jim?
Oregon.
And what was Dan Lanning talking about last year going into Colorado game?
Clicks versus wins.
So was this a Dylan Gabriel long-standing thought, or was this Dan Lanning implanted in his brain?
How long do you?
I don't
consider
like that he said it.
long-standing?
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Alex.
No, I was just saying, how long do you consider long-standing?
There you go.
He was there for a year.
Oh, is that long-standing?
Eye the beholder, Alex. What do you think?
You know what I think. Yes.
Well, I understand that everything is going to be negatively skewed towards the Colorado situation. Deion Sanders and Shedeur Sanders for you.
Yes.
Nemi, as a Browns fan, what were your thoughts on this?
Uh, I was hoping that he didn't mean that towards his teammate, but something tells me that it was about his teammate, and then he went back on it. So, they're definitely competing. Not to say they're not friends or get along. Who knows? No one really knows. But when you're competing for being a professional at your job or whatever, you're gonna not to talk bad about somebody, but you're gonna have some hostility towards them because you want to win. So, anyway, it was probably about him, but he backtracked it.
Any other thoughts on this?
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I think it hurts. It only hurts Gabriel's brand. It doesn't do anything against Shador. It doesn't. I just don't like it.
All right. Also in Cleveland land, Myles Garrett gets ticketed for, I think this is like the fifth or sixth time.
Yeah.
Speeding in Cleveland, going 160. What was it? A couple times ago, he wrapped his car, not around a pole, but flipped it, I believe is what he did. Nemi, what's the deal? Myles Garrett, Shedeur Sanders. This is not uncommon for, we'll say, professional athletes, not just NFL players, to have speeding issues. Obviously, Georgia is the poster child for this and the issues that can come and the terribleness that can happen. But for Cleveland fans, is this of concern?
Wonder if the Cleveland News just gets a hold of all this. Like, it probably happens in other cities with other professional athletes, and the news just doesn't like break it as easily or as well.
More
But the one
exciting
that
things
broke
happen.
what's that?
More exciting things happen in other cities.
I think
what
that's
I've
honestly
contended.
could be it. That could be it. Like New York and whatever, Chicago. Like, there's a lot more going on where an NFL player speeding doesn't make breaking news. But I believe the Myles Garrett one actually was broken by a Fox 8 News, which is one of our local newses up here. That's who broke it originally. Wasn't Schefter, wasn't a Browns beat reporter, wasn't anything like that. It was literally Fox 8 News. So someone found out, called the news, and boom, they took their advantage to get their prep, to get their name out there and broke it. So that's what I think.
It sounds like Cleveland needs to invest in some like go-kart tracks or some shit.
Yeah.
Let them get their excitement out.
Yeah, I don't, and I guess Garrett and Shedeur are pretty close. So I'm sure they
Makes sense.
they both think they're above the law and above other people. So there you go.
And while all of this is going on, the Browns also release a lengthy statement about signing former University of Texas wide receiver Isaiah Bond shortly after a sexual assault case that he was involved in was no billed by a grand jury, which means they weren't going to pick it up. They didn't think it was worth moving forward. Jim, I think you're pretty familiar with this saying. If you're explaining,
You're losing.
Yeah, Browns put out a very lengthy statement on all of this about what they've been doing over the past year, keeping up with it, and we are confident that by signing Isaiah Bond, that we're in a good spot. Nemi, is this back page news because of everything else?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's the same thing. The Watson thing, they did their due diligence. They did this and did that. That's just that's what they say. Their legal team dug into it before they did it. Like, that's what they always say. So
I don't know if I have a lot of faith in the Browns legal team.
yeah, if they don't want to make the news, they don't do stuff like this. So whatever. They must like being in the news.
Also in the news, we had some other things happen across the NFL,
Well, you
including.
forgot about Junkins.
Well, it's a new story at the moment, isn't it?
Not signed still.
And his charges are dropped.
Yeah. His charges are dropped, but they said today that they're not signing him yet because they aren't sure if the NFL is going to suspend him, and they don't want to sign him and then he gets suspended. So they're still waiting.
How does that get sorted out if you don't sign a player? How will we find out a decision?
That they're not sure yet. That's why so charges were dropped, and then everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, the Browns are going to sign Judkins," and then the Browns said, "No, not yet. We got to see what the NFL's got to say." So
Yeah, we
they're
got
still waiting to
Bond
hear back.
first.
Yeah, let's go after that guy first. Yeah. And he got guaranteed money, Isaiah Bond, like $3 million guaranteed money. So that's interesting. What do we know about guaranteed money in Cleveland? Sean Watson, $220 million of it.
But Jim, I think I do not know how that works. I I think the NFL can still punish him because he's been drafted, so I think he's like in the NFL system, so they can still punish him even though he's not on a team.
Yeah, you can punish free agents. It always happens.
He's
Yeah.
a rookie
Okay.
free agent right now. Would that be the official tag for him?
Yep.
Okay. There you go, Jim.
All right.
The Bills signed running back James Cook to a 2-year, $48 million extension, 30 of that guaranteed. This is one of those deals that everyone assumed was going to get done. It was just what were the numbers going to be.
I think that's too high.
Was that what he wanted? Is that what he was holding out for? Or
Obviously, he was holding out for something close to this, if not this.
got it.
So, but that's good news for Bills fans to get that taken care of. I would say, a few weeks before the season starts here. Eagles guard Landon Dickerson suffered a meniscus injury, has had surgery, to be determined on his return. My opinion is this is a big hit for a big negative hit for the Eagles going into the season. He did bring out some Miller Lights for the boys in training camp, though, so good for him.
But medical degenerate, help me out here. A meniscus tear is not something that we're talking 6 weeks.
I mean, it truly depends. How bad was the tear? What all kind of procedure did you have done? But yeah, it's generally not as bad as a ACL or something. So I would say, yeah, about 6 to 8 weeks probably. But you have to remember, that's for a normal person, and the amount of stress and wear and tear he's going to be going through is at a much higher level. So
I guess that's why I'm
start
confused.
working.
He's an athlete. He's not me and Muff.
Shouldn't
it be better?
Maybe his healing itself is better, but the movements he's making are going to be different than saying, yeah, Muff, you'll be back to your, well, other than working out in the gym, you'll be back to working and doing your normal stuff in 6 to 8 weeks. Well, that's a big difference from, hey, I'm going to play football at an NFL level in 6 to 8 weeks. Now, they also are able to get to better rehab resources and, have a little bit more intensive physical therapy and a little bit more of a closer eye than someone like us would. But I think to get to that level of I can make these moves efficiently and to my top level, it's like when we do surgery, we say, what do you do for work? If you tell me that you're a coal miner, you're going to be off work 6 weeks until you're completely healed. If you say, hey, I work more of a desk job, I'm going to say, hey, take a few days off. When you feel up to it, go back to work because you're able to physically do your job.
Adds up.
There's the answer. In Pittsburgh, the Steelers may still be looking to add some wide receiver depth to the room as they are now courting former Jags Bills receiver and free agent Gabe Davis.
Didn't we just say where did he go?
We have within I think the past 2 weeks talked about what is going on with Gabe Davis. Why is he not on a team? Well, we may find a home for him in Pittsburgh. Also in Pittsburgh, the Steelers lose long snapper Christian Kuntz for around 8 weeks due to a broken sternum.
Okay. Medical degenerate.
Yes.
Long snapper.
Yes.
Breaks his sternum.
Can't you not rush the long snapper? Isn't that illegal?
Thank you. Also, a sternum is not easy to break. Right?
You would be surprised. We see it broken a lot in car accidents when
Thank you.
airbags go off.
Yep.
Think about someone hitting you right in the chest. In football, it's reasonable. The big thing with sternum injuries is think about what's sitting right behind your sternum.
Right. I'm trying not to go down that rabbit hole, okay?
Got it.
My point here is
Lungs.
what kind of force had to hit him in the chest? I'm going right through you, birthday boy. I'm not even listening to you.
I wasn't even going there. I was going with heart, but that's better or worse. I would say a really hard hit, just hitting square, right there. And honestly, what could have done it too would be a compression thing. So getting hit and then someone landing on top of you.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe got stepped on or landed on.
Yeah, and that's possible. Stepped on, landed on, and then the sides, like we'll see like compression injuries because someone gets hit here in the side and it breaks their ribs, not necessarily because of like the direct hit, but the like compressive nature.
Gotcha.
I would say I don't know what the mechanism is here, but 8 weeks. It takes 6 to 8 weeks for bones to heal. The problem is
Yeah, I don't think he's coming back.
a lot of times with sternal fractures, you see like hematomas can form behind, and that's kind of dangerous. You don't want to mess with like the heart and all the great vessels there in your mediastinum.
And if I'm wrong, isn't there muscular bullshit with the sternum?
It's very sh- yes, your chest muscles. You use your chest muscles for more than you realize until you have a broken bone in your chest.
Yeah.
So I
I
think
don't think he's coming back.
Yeah, they've signed another long stay,
Yeah.
obviously.
Put this one down. He's like old Yeller here.
Yeah. So
Going
I
back
mean,
to last week,
Yeah.
where does a broken sternum rank on the worst injuries list?
no,
Ooh.
not high.
Not bad.
No,
Eh,
it depends on. I mean, like you're going to be in a significant amount of pain. There's really not much. I mean, you can plate your sternum if it's really bad or causing like mechanical issues with your breathing or your heart. The bigger issue is when people break their sternum. You worry about did they get like a blunt cardiac injury, like bruise their heart.
I think he's asking not so much from the medical perspective, but where we rank it.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I'm
I was already
asking,
down
yeah.
the rabbit hole. It was hard to pull me back.
I know. I was trying to pull you back. I would say 10. If like there's other injuries, I would say still 10. Top 10 of mine. I've
Doesn't
seen it
sound
done
good.
twice. Like I've seen guys, and they cannot function well. And also depend on what I'm doing. Like that's when I was a high school wrestler, and that looked just terrible because you couldn't do shit and you wanted to. At 40, if I was in a car wreck and came out with just a broken sternum and that was it, I'd be like, all right. I sit at a desk all day. I don't got much to do.
But if it hurts to breathe, you breathe more than you do anything else, so that would be miserable.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a fair point.
and then we have to make sure you don't get pneumonia. We have to do all your breathing exercises.
Oh, yeah, 10, still in the top 10. Might be up to 9.
Top
Nate.
5.
top 5. Nate, where's it rank in yours?
I don't know. I think it's got to be up there. Like you guys said, if you're going to be breathing as constant, it's like there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
you can take the painkillers
Yeah,
or whatever.
Everything
else is going to wear off.
I would. I'm gonna say top 10. I can definitely think of things that I would
Yeah, me
definitely not
too.
want, but it's definitely not something I would want.
Yeah,
Like if that's the only thing that happens to me, I will be thankful, but it's gonna suck.
yeah. Good, Muff. We're on the same page.
All right. Next, Dolphins running back Alexander Madison suffers a neck injury and gets season-ending surgery. Jim, don't tell your wife. Tell her that he's still on the block for the fantasy league, and if she wants to draft him in we'll say the 10th round, it's an option.
Gotcha. I'm going to
Okay.
tell her.
Everyone else, keep that on your plate. Chiefs wide receiver Rashee Rice will not have his day in the NFL courts until the end of September. Rice was previously sentenced to 30 days in jail and 5 years probation after pleading guilty to third-degree felonies, which included collision involving serious bodily injury and racing on a highway causing bodily injury. Rice is likely to play until that NFL hearing. What do we think will be a fair outcome, all said and done, for Rashee Rice come the end of September? How many games? There are going to be games suspended.
Yeah.
It's just how many at this point?
3 to 6.
I was gonna say like
I was
7.
going to say no less. I want to say no less
Okay.
than 4.
Okay, Jim?
4.
Yeah. I think 3 to 6 is like the prescribed number, isn't it, Nemi?
Yeah,
Yeah, because everything falls in like these. I mean, it's part of their collective bargaining agreement.
like 3's their lowest and 6's I thought was the highest, but I could be wrong.
I don't know. I didn't. That was just objective of me.
Right, no.
Objective.
Yeah, that's why I said fair, but I think realistically, I think fair is probably more in that 7 to 10 range, but realistically, we're going to see 3 to 6. That's my thoughts. As the season begins, the NFL, I'm not say is in hot water, but definitely could be in some hot water, because there's a possibility that black coaches in the NFL could go up against the league in civil court per a federal appeals court ruling regarding discriminatory practice, specifically citing significant flaws with a league arbitration process that allows Roger Goodell to serve as arbitrator in these complaints. Do we think we're going to hear about this at all throughout the NFL season, aside from some third-page news on a Sunday evening?
No.
Probably not. I guess this is one of those things. Sometimes things I feel like in the business and like whatever legal world go over my head. What are they mad about?
Discriminatory hiring practices, Alex. I believe Brian Flores is
Okay.
one of the people that's, I would say, more heavily involved
Well,
as
because
far
I
as
thought there was
the case.
that was like the whole Rooney Rule thing where they had to interview or I don't know.
Yes, there is the interviewing of minority candidates, but I believe this comes back to some of what happened with Brian Flores in Miami,
Yeah.
where he was kind of made out to be the scapegoat in the situation,
Gotcha.
and some, including, I mean, I'd say his legal team definitively was attributing that to the fact that he was a minority coach in the NFL, specifically in this case, a black coach.
Gotcha.
So, I don't know. I just thought that was interesting because at the same time, John Gruden got a win in the Nevada Supreme Court as they rule in his favor on an appeal with his case against the NFL, specifically that he will not get discovery, or he will get access to discovery, and a day in court regarding his allegations that Roger Goodell leaked Gruden's emails, which led to his termination from the Raiders. That one I'm just as interested in because it's John Gruden, and he's been pretty hush about all of this, and it's still out there. And I did not realize it was still out there.
Yeah.
Because he got a new life at Barstool Sports these days.
He's collecting a paycheck from somebody else. But, I mean, he's at this point, he's just trying to get some money back, all said and done. So, see where that one goes throughout the NFL season. I have a feeling we're likely to see more about the John Gruden situation in the news than we are about the minority coaches, specifically black coaches, civil situation because of the aforementioned Gruden tie to Barstool Sports.
I agree.
All right, boys. Hike up your shorts. Tie 'em up. Get pumped.
Place it.
Because we are going to start our discussions, our breakdowns, many various topics here in the Big 12 and the Big 10. Jim, take it away and how we're going to do this, what we're going to do, and how you came to the decisions about what categories we're going to be ranking.
So the categories, I'll just rip it right now. We're gonna start with the Big 12. We're gonna talk about the champion of the conference and the runner-up, the coach of the year, the disappointing team of the year, the surprise team of the year, the worst team, the most underrated big game of the year, and the breakout player. Not the player of the year. I decided to cut that out because to me, I want to know the underdog, the guy we don't see coming, because I think we'll catch a lot more heat and there's homers and all that shit. We know who the big dogs are. Let's talk about who we don't see coming. I took this from an Instagram post from, I can't remember.
Unnecessary roughness, I think.
Yes, I took that from them. So that's why we're doing it this way. If you want to start, it doesn't matter where we start, Muff.
We go down the list, though, in order?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. I mean, the first two make sense. I just didn't know after that if you had any specific order otherwise. All right. Starting in the Big 12, who do we think is going to ultimately win the Big 12 conference crown? I will start. I'm going to go with a little bit of a dark horse, but always a contender. Kansas State. In a more wide open Big 12 race than I think people are going to realize until we get into it, I'm going to say Kansas State is the team that comes out on top in the Big 12. Let's hold on to Alex for a little bit. Jim?
For the champion?
The champions.
Arizona State is my champion.
Jim's a Dillingham fan.
Yeah.
Nate?
Second Jim with the Kenny Dillingham train.
All right. Nemi?
I'm going to go with Utah coming back after their down year last year. Kyle Whittingham to get back to what they're good at. No more of waiting on their quarterback that never shows up to play.
Is Cam Rising starting?
And they got themselves a new quarterback. What'd you say,
Cam
sir?
Rising playing this year?
No, that's what I'm saying. They're getting away from all that bullshit. They're gonna. That was distraction the last 2 years.
How sure are we?
2 years? We sure it's been 2?
Well, he was good 3 years ago, but the last 2 years
Yeah,
has been
amen.
nothing but a distraction. So they got new guys in, quarterback in. I think they get back to the basics on playing defense and running the ball, and they're successful at it.
All right. Alex.
I think that the West Virginia Mountaineers are going to be Big 12 champions. I just wanted to.
Okay. Okay.
I'm just kidding. Kansas State. I would love to go that. I hope that the West Virginia Mountaineers are the Big 12 champions, but realistically, I actually do like Kansas State. I'm with Muff. It is a wide open Big 12, if nothing else.
Why them? Why them? Can I get some help? I haven't placed any futures, any win total bets yet. I have to do it this week and next week. I need some help on why West Virginia, if you have anything.
Why West Virginia?
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh, I was like,
Well, yeah,
that.
Two words. Rich Rod.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I honestly don't, and that's why some of these were left unfilled for a little while for me, because there's a part of me that says a team like Baylor might sneak up, and I don't want to spoil something for later, but I looked at Arizona State. Iowa State has a decent. There's just so many, but I like Kansas State. Is really
Kansas State, their running back is one of the potential big breakout players, and this is, for me, that's assuming that he does have the ultimate breakout year and he's the horse that drives them there. So for me, that's what it is. And again, in a wide open race, we need a superstar, and that's what I'm going to put my money behind. I'm not going to put my money behind it. That's what I'm going to put my words behind. So that's why I'm on Kansas State, if that helps, Nemi.
Yep. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, runner up. Who is second place in the Big 12? Let's start with Alex.
Second place in the Big 12 for me, I picked Iowa State. Other than their one obnoxious fan that we met last year, they showed some promise, and their schedule sets them up to have a very winning first 2/3 of the season, which I think kind of puts them in a position to get into that game maybe better than some others. So not only do I think they're in probably the top 4 in the conference, I think that just based off schedule, when it comes down to it and they're beating each other up, they may sneak in there. I like their quarterback, Rocco Becht. He's a pretty steady quarterback. He's not going to be lighting the world on fire, but they have a good leader in him. And like I said, their schedule lends to some wins early, so I think they get it.
Son of a former West Virginia player, too. I'm sure that helps you.
Yes, it does.
All right. Nemi.
Rocco Becht's been there for 3 years now.
Yeah,
so
that's what I
he's
mean.
a veteran. You don't get veterans that much these days.
Mhm.
They all transfer to every team and whatnot all the time. So
Precisely.
I'm gonna go with Arizona State, another team with a returning quarterback. Obviously they lost, Cam Scadaboo, but I think they'll be back on the map. Having a good year last year, got some transfers in, so I'm gonna go with that.
All right, Jim.
I'm going with Texas Tech, except, as I got this done, I put it in stone, and we'll talk about it in the college football news. There's some injury issues that might hurt my runner-up, but I'm Texas Tech.
All right, Nate.
Kansas State. For all the reasons you guys said, but I think Arizona State will get them.
All right. For me, I have Arizona State at number 2. I feel like there's just probably going to be a lot of hate coming to me as a fellow season ticket holder for WVU games, but I don't see them in the top 2 this year.
Fair.
Coach of the year very much is probably going to be tied to our thoughts. Okay, let's start with Nate.
I had
Jody McGuire, Texas Tech, but as Jim just alluded to before the news came out that we'll get to, I also think Texas Tech was going to be one of those teams that just come out of nowhere, but who knows now?
All right, Alex.
I am not saying this. I know this is a long shot, but I'm also saying it with my chest, and I mean this one. Rich Rodriguez. I think his storyline is set up to where he is rebuilding the program. He's taking it back to like the grit and hard edge, that it used to kind of have a a reputation for. And I think that if he has a good season, that he will be, because of WVU being down. I think if he can put them in that like top five, back up kind of to some national attention, that he genuinely could be the coach of the year.
What record would they need to have for him to be coach of the year at a minimum?
I think he has to win
9?
that was going to be the number I was going to give. 9 games. So, like I said, I think it's a long shot, but I do think that there is a world where it happens.
If they win 9, he probably is coach of the year.
Yeah.
We'll just put it that way. Yeah.
All right, Nemi.
A theme here with Utah. We go with Kyle Whittingham. Utah gets them back to where they were a couple years ago. To the Big 12 title game. Hopefully they win it per my prediction.
All right, I'm going to go with my winner, Kansas State, Chris Kleiman. Give him coach of the year. Give it to the champion. Jim.
I back the Rich Rod train, and I'm not just being an asshat about it. I think everything that Alex has laid out, maybe based in a little bit more reality than Alex has, because he's got that bias to him.
Mhm.
But I think he can catch any of these people we've talked about. This is where this is the slapback, Alex. I don't think the Big 12 is. I think it's wide open. I don't think it's as strong as it could be. I think some of the contenders and some of the names that are out there are not as good as they used to be. And why not WVU this year, given all of the circumstances? I think this could be the perfect storm.
So here's my question, and this is not like arguing with you, because right now we're agreeing, and I'm taking that support and running with it. They are so close. Could it be because they have several good teams?
Let me clarify my statement. I'm saying that the disparity between all the teams is not as crazy as it usually is.
Yeah.
And that those quote unquote Big 12 powerhouses are not
Okay, that makes sense.
so
Good,
far
good
up
not
there.
great.
Yeah.
I got what you're
Who
saying.
is usually a Big 12 powerhouse to you?
I think your Oklahoma States, your Texas Techs,
Mhm.
I think your Kansas States and Arizona States aren't world beaters. And I think WVU under Rich Rod catching fire, if the state gets behind him, like WVU is such an emotional based team that if they caught fire just a little bit, 1-2 upsets, watch out, man. They can catch it.
Yep. It is a wide open conference. It was wide open last year as well. So might just be a thing where there are no more big dogs, and it's just going to be wide open every year, which is kind of cool.
All right, next category is disappointing team. And that, Jim, the context of this is a team that we would expect to do better than the outcome will be.
Or just like, no, this to me, I looked at it as just general disappointment. Like, oh,
Okay.
man.
So it doesn't have to be based on what we thought was going to happen versus what happens.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. All right, let's start with Jim.
To me, the disappointing team was Colorado. And I say that tongue in cheek, but not. I think that Colorado, I think everybody's looking for the letdown because the stars are gone. And I think that letdown's going to be worse than people anticipate.
All right. The recruiting class is going to disappoint.
Yeah.
All right. Nate.
My disappointing team is going to be Iowa State. I mean, they're usually up there, but I just think with how we said, there's just so much equal playing field in the Big 12 this year that someone's going to have to falter off, and I just, for whatever reason, think it's going to be them.
All right. Alex?
I think it's going to be Texas Tech. I kind of thought that a little bit just because we are putting so much hype into this recruiting class. And then a couple hours ago, prior to us doing this, it was said that their running back Quentin Joyner may be out for the year with a knee injury. So I think that takes the wind out of their sails a little bit.
All right, Nemi.
I'm gonna go with Jim and go with Colorado. Certainly didn't help that Dion was ill most of the postseason, wasn't around. So that paired with losing his son and prodigy, and losing Hunter, and losing all the other receivers and everything, I don't think it's going to go well for them. Well, Vegas has it 6.5. I think it's got to be less than that for sure.
Lost his sons, right? Multiple.
Yeah,
off
multiple
that
sons.
roster.
Yeah, yep,
Yeah.
you're right. Yep.
He has no favorites.
Nope. I'm surprised he went back. So
Yeah. There's a lot of discussion on this podcast, not knowing the health struggles going on behind the scenes. I'm also going to go with Texas Tech, and I think like Alex, I had this before. I didn't even know about this injury until we got on here, so that was Texas Tech for me. And I had it. I liken this to, we'll say, like Oklahoma State Ollie Gordon last year.
Yeah,
Right. We just had a lot of hype, and they're just not going to live up to it. I'm not going to say that Texas Tech is going to be as bad as Oklahoma State was last year, but just for me, that was how I was interpreting this gym, just not living up to that hype. It's their preseason. All right, let's go to surprise team. Let's start with Nemi on this one.
gonna stay the course. Go with Utah. I don't think people are thinking about them to win the Big 12, and I really do think that they have a good chance to do so with changing it around this year.
Yeah, I'm also in Utah. Cam Rising's not there.
what?
Surprise to the world. I know. He's not there, and I do think that has been a distraction over the past couple seasons, and I think it's just they're going to naturally move on. And again, not saying that they're going to be a top team, but I think they're going to surprise people in how competitive they are week to week. Jim.
W.
Thanks, Jim.
I think W, and I mean that sincerely. I'm
Well,
not trying to.
I know. I'm just appreciating your support.
I think that W will shock teams.
Right. Nate.
Kansas Jayhawks. Got one of the older
gotcha.
veteran quarterbacks coming back and building off a couple winning seasons, so I think they can still right the ship here. But I almost went with Alex's pick here, but I just wanted to pick somebody different.
And Alex.
I am putting a lot of stock this year into teams. You won't see many teams anymore with a bunch of returning starters. I feel like people that play, they want to move on or they go to the NFL. So I think having 13 returning people for the Baylor Bears is going to be strong, and I think that their kind of veteran leadership may get them through some tough times and see more success than expected.
All right. Good. So we got the surprise teams, we got the champs. Now we get to who we think is going to be the worst team. And is this record is intended to be record related, Jim?
Yeah.
Okay. So this would be the bottom of the barrel.
Yep.
All right. I'll start this one. I'm going to go with UCF. I'm the only one that on UCF. In fact, I'm the only one with an uncommon name in here.
And I don't think you're wrong. First of all, like that was in the running for mine.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not like off base there.
Yeah, it's just one of those teams that it's not saying they're the worst team is not like this huge stand that I'm making by saying it. So you guys may be getting a little bit more controversial with this, but we'll see here. Jim.
I picked Oklahoma State. I think Gundy's time is done there, and I don't think he has the buy-in of the program. I see the team tanking.
All right, Nate.
Houston. I think they're probably one of the bigger D1 programs in the state. I mean, I don't think they can even hardly recruit their state, let alone the conference.
Yeah, it's true. It's tough for them. Houston for Nate. Alex.
I'm with Jim on Oklahoma State. I think that they had a down year, and I think that I think some of the hope is lost a little bit after that, after how hard that fell was, and I think they have a really bad year this year.
Jim, you might want to put this in the keepsake that you and Alex have agreed a lot on Big 12 things.
Not yet.
We're getting close to making that something we don't
Let's
want to
get through
forget.
the Big Ten, and then we'll be okay. Let's see how he does, because I want to see if he reciprocates the love.
Well, I can't. I'm not changing my answers now.
All
That
right,
would
Nemi.
be silly.
I'm gonna go with Houston as well and agree with Nate. They have like 6 incoming transfers on offense. I didn't think they were very good last year. Connor Wegman, their quarterback, is from Texas A&M. Never really did much for me. Transfers on defense too. Not a fan.
All right. Next, we go to. That was everybody, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
Next, we go to most underrated big game in the Big 12 this upcoming season. Alex, take it away.
I will go with Arizona State versus Texas Tech.
Do you need to amend this?
I think I'm just gonna hold it because I don't know. There's gonna be so many. I was gonna go with Farmageddon, and then I was like most underrated big game. That's already a big game, kinda. So I don't know if it's underrated because it's across the pond. No, I'm just leaving it because I don't have anything better to fill it in with.
Alex is just going to stick to the guns here. Nemi.
I'm going to go with Arizona State at Utah on October 11th. If my take of Utah winning the Big 12 is going to come true, that game will have to be very important for that. So we're going to go with that.
All right. I also, this is based on my thoughts, Utah is a surprise team, Kansas State as the ultimate champion, Kansas State at Utah at the end of November. Big implications, underrated game just because, may not circle it right now, but based on where I think things are going to end up, it will have a lot to do with what the end of the season standings and Big 12 championship game look like this year. Jim.
I took WVU and Utah week 5. I think that's where you'll see a breakout game for WVU. I think if there was ever a time I think that'll be the first team they catch. I think that's where you'll see true blue WVU come out. I think you'll see Rich Rod has some experience with Kyle Whittingham. I think you'll see whether he was a good hire for this occasion, this game, this week. And I think that's where the train takes off from the station for WVU.
Alex, will we be at that game?
Yes.
Okay.
I think that's
Alex
September
will be at that game.
27th, right?
Yeah. I forget the game we're not going to be at. TCU?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Nate.
Kansas versus Kansas State. If Kansas has my surprising team this year, and Kansas State is my Big 12 runner-up, so this could go a long way for both teams.
All right. And the last category we have breakout player in the Big 12. Let's start with Nemi.
Similar to what everything else, we're going to go with the transfer incoming quarterback for Utah, Devin Dampier. He's a dual threat guy, rushed for 1,000 yards, threw for 2,000 at New Mexico last year. We're going to see what he can do in the Big 12. And dual threat guy in the Big 12, see if it works.
All right, I'm going to go with Dylan Edwards, Kansas State's running back. I've already alluded to this, talked about him. Breakout player, coming into his second year. He is going to be the straw that stirs the drink for Kansas State. Jim.
Bryson Washington, running back at Baylor. If I'm being completely transparent, Baylor running back, some hype. I was kind of like, well, I want to put Baylor on there. So I don't know. I just was putting, a dark horse on here. He's got some hype to him. Baylor's not getting a lot of love on our list here. I felt like he needed some love here.
All right. And Nate.
I've got Sam Levitt, the starting quarterback at Arizona State. If they're going to make some noise again this year in college football, it's going to go through him. They don't have Cam Scottaboo to hide behind him.
Bingo. And last, certainly not least, Big 12. The man from the Big 12, the man in the Big 12, WVU superfan Alex.
Sawyer Robertson from the Baylor Bears. He's coming back, a little experience under his belt. He has a couple experienced receivers. He has a couple transfer receivers that are going to be good. I know we're talking about him as a person, but I think having good talent around you makes you better too. So I think he could have a bigger year than expected.
Right. So that is us rolling through those categories in the Big 12. Next, we go to the Man's Conference.
SEC.
You notice I didn't do that. That wasn't me.
You did it. Oh.
I mean, I don't know if that's a terrible take that you just made, Nate.
I mean, it's been 2 years since they had a national championship, but sure, that's fine.
Jim lives in the present, apparently. Jim, I'm gonna let you run this ship.
All right, so champions.
Champion.
I'm gonna go first. Let's just get the elephant out of the room. Plus, I like the way the Big 12 went. The storyline continued throughout. So, I'm gonna start with Nemi. Who do you think your champion's going to be?
Oh, you're running the show. All right.
Yeah.
I thought you were just going to go. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Ohio State Buckeyes. Jeremiah Smith's an absolute dog, best player in the country. And we're just going to hope the newly announced starting quarterback for this year, Julian Sayin, carries them to that victory.
I'm going to go next. I, too, say Ohio State will be the champion for all those reasons. I think it's theirs to win. And if they lose it, it's on them. They have only themselves to blame. I think they have the talent there. Caleb Downs, they've spent that. We're not going to talk about the money they spent this year, but they have spent money. So why not? We don't need to talk about the others, so let's move to the runner-up. Go ahead. Muff, it's your birthday. Go ahead, buddy.
I didn't even have to fill this in.
I
Nate
know.
started these notes, and he, rightfully so, knows the answer. It is the Nittany Lions of the Pennsylvania State University.
Okay. Alex.
I'm just saying, at some point the shoe has to drop, and I really think this year is they're poised. They are poised to do it.
Gotcha. And Nate.
I'm also on the Penn State
Very
train.
unbiased from Jim.
They just got so much coming back that if this isn't the year, then it's never going to happen with James Franklin. So it's time for them to put up or shut up, and I think they're going to put up this year.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm not going to even ask Muff. I'm going to go straight to Nate because Nate's the unbiased one. What is it that would constitute success this year for Penn State?
They got to win the conference.
Uh-oh. He's still muted. I can't hear him. Muff, can you hear him?
Nope.
I would say, do you want to know my answer then?
Yeah. Alex is a WVU fan. Don't you want to know Alex's answer?
I think that what constitutes as a win for this season is playing in the national championship.
Okay. Have we fixed Nate's audio?
Can you hear me now?
Nate?
Nate? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to answer the question again?
Yeah, I said I think for Penn State to be successful, they at least got to win the conference. Like, to me, I mean, that's step number one, and then college football playoff and all that, but you got to start by winning your conference.
His audio is glitching like crazy. It's like James Franklin's in charge over there. It's crazy.
Nate, if you can, Nate, get rid of your background effect.
It's wild.
Too much bandwidth.
All right, so let's move to runner-up. I'm going to start with Alex.
My runner-up is Ohio State. I think that the Big Ten championship is Penn State Ohio State, and I think it's a really fun game.
Okay. Muff.
Give me them Ducks up in Oregon. I think that they're just going to be good enough to be in second place. I don't share the enthusiasm about Ohio State at this moment. I think the first 4 to 5 weeks, I'm not going to say they're going to be rough, but I think Ohio State drops some games, and the Columbus faithful are ready to storm the field, and I'm not talking about because of a win.
Gotcha. Nemi?
I'm going Ohio State over Penn State as well. Jarrell Art's ever going to take a next step forward. Could be this year. If James Franklin ever were to win a big game in his life, maybe it'd be this year. We shall see.
I took Oregon. I think they are the second best team in the Big Ten. And until proven otherwise, that's what I'm sticking with. So, Coach of the Year, at this point, this is what got me fired up pre-show, but we're just going to go through it. So, Nemi, I'm going to let you go first.
Coach of the year,
Yep.
Ryan Day just constitutes with wins and winning it all. So that's basically the only reason.
Love that. Love that. Good stuff. Good stuff. I went with Brett Bielema. The story will unfold later why I think that, but I think Illinois is poised for a good year, and I think because the way the Big Ten does voting, I think he will win the nod. Alex.
James Franklin. I think that it goes with what I said earlier. If I think that this is the year that he's got to get it done, and this is the year that he does get it done, then he wins Coach of the Year.
Nate, Coach of the Year.
Exactly what Alex said. If Franklin does it, it's going to go to him by default.
Muff.
Give me James. Give me Jimmy. Making it happen this year. Leads the team to the promised land on all fronts. James Franklin, Coach of the Year.
All right, disappointing teams. Teams that we will be disappointed in from one way or another. Muff, go ahead.
Illinois, because of the fanfare that they have coming in right now, as being a team that many people are saying is the dark horse. Their running attack, which is what people are thinking is going to elevate Illinois. I don't think it's going to happen, so Illinois is going to disappoint everybody that's on the over in their win total.
Gotcha. I have Indiana. I think we have all been into the hype last year, and we think Indiana's they've established themselves. I think that's a one and done, and I think this year's going to be a bust. Nate.
Well said.
Thank you. Alex.
I very similarly agree. I was actually torn between Illinois and Indiana just because Illinois is getting a lot of hype, and I'm like, that could tear them down. But I think what I hear more is that Indiana runs it back and has another great season, and I just don't think that's the case.
And Nemi.
I do agree with all three of you on Indiana down year. Signetti brought all his players from James Madison. A lot of those guys are all gone now, so he's got to kind of start fresh with people that he's not used to coaching. So I don't think that's going to bode well for him. But I'm going to go with Oregon, basically because first time in a while they don't have a quarterback that can just plug and go. They're going with Dante Moore from UCLA, who threw 175 picks when he was at UCLA and looked like crap. Maybe they can morph him into something, but I think they're going to struggle a little bit this year. So by disappointing team, I'm going to go with them. Maybe they'll lose 3 games, something like that.
Real quick, Jim, before you get into the next one, Indiana, I believe, still has like a bottom 5 schedule. In the country. That's my only reason that they're not a disappointing team to me is because they're still going to get the wins.
I still call it a disappointment. I still don't think. I mean, they go into even if they made the playoffs that first round and got their doors beat off of them.
That would be I'd be disappointed 2 years in a row.
I'd be disappointed.
Okay,
they do start off Old Dominion, Kennesaw State, Indiana State. That's pretty gross.
Yeah.
The Sycamores in week 3 going to get them.
Yeah.
And they play Purdue. They play Maryland. Michigan State. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, Kurt Signetti got a gift these first 2 years with the schedule.
Yeah, for sure.
Brings us to the surprise team. Nate, what team's going to shock you?
USC.
Go ahead. More. Feed us more.
I just think they're finally going to steer the ship here, and I think Lincoln Riley's been there for a couple years. And then we see how many teams, like you're going to see the same top teams in the Big Ten. I just think now that he's going to finally enter the chat, so to speak.
Gotcha. I have Illinois for all the reasons. I don't think people are going to see him coming. And when they do it, I think it'll be too late. I think the hype will fade, and all of a sudden, boom, they're going to start smacking teams they shouldn't have. Muff.
Going with Nebraska. It's Matt Rule's year.
All
In the
right.
in the heart of the country, the Cornhuskers find a way to surprise. Now, surprise to me is not necessarily like top two, obviously, because they didn't make
No,
that rank
sure.
for me, but top five and being competitive against the big names that they do play.
Now
Does
me.
Dylan Raiola take that next step forward?
He has to for them to be the surprise team.
Yeah.
So yeah, the answer to I would say to that is yes.
Now me. Go ahead.
Let's go with Iowa. This was a hard category for me to pick, but I'm gonna go with Iowa because they swear that they have a quarterback that can throw now. So we'll see if that's the case. But that's the news coming out of there is that they're excited their quarterback can throw a spiral. So we'll see.
And
That
then
would be surprising.
Alex.
This is one place I will admit I changed my answer because I had it purely just to like be a troll, and then Jim was really nice and kind during the Big 12, so I rethought my troll actions because I did have Michigan just because I didn't have any good reason. But I did put it as Nebraska because I've thought that through listening to a bunch of things this preseason, I think they're mounting a little bit of a, I don't want to say a comeback, but re-entering the conversation of a decent football team.
Good deal. Now the worst team. Let me go ahead. Start us off.
Purdue, just because they're Purdue. But no, they're the most boring team in the Big Ten every year for me. And this year's not going to be any different. Team's terrible.
I went the same way. Nate, did you do the same? Did you?
Yep, give me that Boilermaker train and let's hop aboard.
And then on the other team, Alex.
Took the big Penn State rivalry.
Thank you. Thank you.
Rutgers.
Muff, you want to talk about your
Rutgers.
rival?
Rutgers in the basement.
I think you got. I hate saying it. I think you guys are going to be shocked. I think Rutgers is going to. They were.
You've been saying that for 3 years because you just hope they beat Penn State one year and they never do, and you're like, oh, well, it's going to be Rutgers this year, boys.
I'm just a fan of Shiano, man.
I understand.
Big fan. Bigly.
How many games they win last year? Because they actually had some talent go to the pros, like Maganai or whatever, the running back. What?
Yeah.
You remember how many games they won last year?
I don't remember off the top of my head, no.
So if they weren't good last year, maybe they'll never be good.
Fair enough. All right, most underrated big game. Muff, go ahead.
I'm just going to answer Nemi's question here real quick. Go to somebody else.
All right, Nate.
Oregon at Iowa on November 8th, if it's an Iowa night game.
Okay. Yeah,
Rutgers was 7-6 last year, 4-5 in the conference.
Okay. Yeah, that was a good year for them.
Alex, your big underrated game?
Oregon at Washington. I don't know if that'll be as underrated. It's a rivalry, so I feel like it's saying underrated is probably wrong. But I think that Oregon's supposed to be good this year, and I think Washington takes a step back up towards good. So I just think it'll be a good game.
I have Ohio State versus Illinois, week 7. I think, I hate to say it, but I think that's one of those, you're going to catch Ohio State looking different directions. Illinois, Vilma is a bastard, so.
Big bastard.
It's going to be a
where
fun
is
game.
that game being played?
I believe in Illinois.
Okay.
So, Muff.
Nebraska at Penn State, for the reasons that I think Nebraska is going to be a surprising team. Again, this is the second to last game of the regular season, conference play for Penn State. It's a big game because they're going to come into that game in a position to win and then go to the last week and win the Big Ten regular season crown.
And then, Nemi, go ahead.
I'm going to go, it's kind of a joke, but I'm going to go with Ohio State, Michigan. because maybe people that don't pay too much attention don't think it's much of a rivalry anymore because of the last couple of years. But Ohio State's going to prove that it is this year, and they're finally going to get over that hump and beat them.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. And breakout player of the year, Alex.
I'm going with the quarterback from USC, Jaden Maeva.
Nate, same thing.
Same thing. I think USC is going to be the breakout team of the year, and he's going to be why.
Nemi.
I think Drew Raylard takes a step forward. I guess you can call him breakout, but be the best quarterback in the Big Ten and be a top 5 pick in the NFL draft. But they still won't beat Ohio State.
See, I had Dylan. I'm sorry, I'm going back from it. I had Dylan Raiola, and I wanted to mention him too, but I didn't know if we were considering him breakout or not, so I went with the guy from USC instead.
Okay. All right.
But I just want to mention that he was on my.
It's his birthday, so I'll go before he does, so he can have the last word here. I say Julian Sayin. I think with him being named starter today, I think he's got all the skills and talent. I think he gets to the Texas game, and if he wins the Texas game, he's going to be fine. Go ahead, Muff.
That would make him a breakout player. I go Ja'Cory Barney Jr., wide receiver and special teams guy, Nebraska. Last year, he tied the Nebraska freshman receptions record. So I think he's poised to break out on the national scene this year. And again, this aligns with Nebraska being the surprising team for me in the Big Ten.
Good deal. So that wraps up the Big Ten breakdown. Other college football offseason news. Muff, go ahead with that.
Oh, the AP preseason poll comes out. Penn State at number 2. Ahead of Ohio State.
Love it. Love every
I knew that Jim would be all about this. But, I mean, would it really matter in the end? Because if Ohio State wins week 1, they're going to leapfrog them anyway.
It gives us time. Bulletin board fodder.
Also, in college football news, Phil Knight donating $2 billion to Oregon, the largest single donation ever to a university.
Yeah, but that's not to the football program. And I don't know if you followed the social media of it, but it was very I love college football fans because Oregon football fans on their Facebook and Twitter were like, "Look what Phil Knight did," and I was like, "How is college football fair anymore?" But then, as you look into it, he donated that to cancer research at Oregon. It's not all going to the football team.
I didn't say it was.
Right. I'm not saying you did either. I'm saying how it was
I
presented
understand. I
by
put this
Oregon.
in the college. Yeah, I put this in college football
Right.
adjacent news. But I mean, $2 billion to any school.
Huge. Yeah. I just like how it's being spun by, and we would all do it. I shouldn't say we. Ohio State would do it, but it's cancer research, which is awesome. Thank you, Phil Knight.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead.
All right, next, whoever put this in here, have at it.
The Auburn Tigers are going to retire Cam Newton. I just saw
They
that.
should retire at Florida.
Well, that's where he.
That's where it'll matter to me.
All right. Well, that was just a fun fact. Is he one of the greatest college football players of all time?
Next, Oklahoma is offering fans a chance to attend postseason game news conferences, but it won't be cheap. It's one of the Sooner Magic Memories offerings the program has created to give fans greater access this season. The cost for 2 people to sit in the media area after the Michigan-Oklahoma game is $692. The home opener against Auburn, $576 to sit in the post-game news conference.
Those proceeds go to their NIL.
That's what
I'm assuming.
Gonna ask.
I have no idea, but that was what I'm assuming.
I mean, it's a new, unique, and interesting initiative. Like, I'm not going to knock him for the try here.
Yeah, all right. I just think that's crazy. But go ahead. Take us home, Muff.
We've already talked about this. Quentin Joyner, Texas Tech, sophomore, projected starter, projected big part of what their run could be. Knee injury in Saturday scrimmage. Want. Now we get into other interesting news in sports.
Other interesting news in sports.
I was letting you go. I thought you
thought
were
we were
going
doing
to
it.
hammer it home.
I thought you were going to do it with me, and then I got
Well,
nervous.
you shocked the hell out of me. I wasn't prepared.
I always do it a little bit under my breath behind you.
But you came in strong on the first note,
No,
so I was
did.
like, oh, let him go.
It just like came to my heart.
That was good. I liked it. Go ahead, Muff.
First, we start in the UFC. While I was in Chicago, there was a UFC fight happening. I didn't go there, obviously.
Huh? Is that a fight? It was a shellacking, the one that I watched.
Well, the main event was by no means a fight. It was a wrestling match where somebody laid on the other person for a while. But aside from that, the streets are hot in the UFC right now. Nemi had some choice words for Jim after last week's episode, once this deal was announced. What did you say, Jim? You two explain that discourse, and Nemi, what you said.
I said the mouse was going to take over everything.
Yep. And then I said, and then so I said I didn't think that they would, and then it came out that Paramount Plus was who purchased it, and they claim that pay-per-view is Dana White claims pay-per-view isn't dead, but the general public now thinks that they're going to get UFC pay-per-views for $7 a month, but that will not happen. They're going to up the price and all that jazz. And they're going to still have pay-per-view. Let's be real.
I don't know. It would be a trend-setting thing to do. I will agree with you that the wording of everything and the way they're advertising and the press release leaves the option out there for them to screw you. But on the premise of, hey, sign up for this streaming source and get these pay-per-views is what started the whole WWE streaming thing. It would put Paramount on the map. I don't know that I'm against. I think it's a cool idea.
I just don't think it'll be what people think it is. That's all.
I hope in my heart it is, but I agree. I'm not putting the cart before the horse. I agree with you.
I was leery when I read it as well. That this seems too good. It sounds a little too good to be true for someone who doesn't pay pay-per-view to watch UFC fights. But if they were offered to me for, with my Paramount Plus package I already have, I would.
Yeah.
This was part of the UFC finalizing a 7-year, $7.7 billion media rights deal with Paramount and CBS. And then Dana White comes out and says the UFC will hold a July 4th, 2026 event live on CBS for America's 250th birthday.
At the White House.
At the White House.
Can we just...
Nope.
Nope. I'm not trying to have a political discussion, so I'm not going there. But can we just marvel at the evolution of Ultimate Fighting for a second? It went from essentially cockfighting and banned, and senators like John McCain would forbid it in states, to it being the premier event on the 4th of July on the White House lawn. And they got $7 billion for the media rights. What other industry made that kind of evolution that fast?
Trump and Dana are boys.
I agree.
Doesn't say it's money,
but I can't think of another thing in the American history.
It's a business. It's the same as anything
that grew that fast.
The NFL.
Muff.
When did UFC come out?
We're talking early 90s.
How many years ago is that?
Shut up, Muff. I know you're turning 40, but no. Well, okay. When was Super? All right, yeah. What Super Bowl are we on?
60.
Yeah. You got to think, but when did the NFL really start to evolve? We're talking late 80s, early 90s when you're talking about the actual media and
Yeah.
the evolution of the money, like that, the full money
Yeah,
behind
but
it.
the NFL wasn't banned in states. And we're not playing a game on the White House lawn.
I mean, don't talk to Will Smith. The movie Concussion.
That's true. I don't know. It's just it's amazing. All politics and characters and all the fighters aside, it's just crazy to me that we've gone that far.
Yeah. No, it's pretty. It's definitely a meteoric rise. I will not dispute that. In the golf world, Scottie Scheffler wins again, wiping away a 4-stroke lead from old Bobby McIntyre on Sunday. Part of this, an iconic chip-in. Next week's Tour Championship at East Lake will crown the FedEx Cup champion. But this year, unlike years past, the 30-player field will not have varying strokes that they start out with. It used to be, what was it, Nemi?
That was only, I think they did it 2 years where if you were
10?
like Scotty's number one in points, he would start minus 10,
Yeah.
and it would go all the way down to even par. So the top 10 guys would start with a lead. They changed it this year.
They did change it. The winner is the winner in the last tournament of the PGA Tour season. So we'll see how that all plays out. I was scrolling around Twitter and found at K. Claire Rogers proposed the following to level the playing field because Scottie Scheffler has been so dominant. Options to make this a more fair fight. Scottie Scheffler plays left-handed. Scottie Scheffler starts at plus 10. Scottie Scheffler gets arrested before round 2. Scottie Scheffler plays blindfolded. Or Scottie Scheffler's infant son Bennett hits all of his tee shots.
Scottie Scheffler is 1.5 to 1 to beat the 29 other best players in the world, not including Liv. That's insane stuff. The books are definitely afraid of that guy.
Yes, this is he's approaching Tiger Woods.
Yes, the only thing he'll have to do is do it for like 10 years like Tiger did.
Right,
So.
I'm just saying from the odds perspective because Tiger was he was minus money at some point in his career, wasn't
he? Yep, he got there. He got the minus money. Scotty's trending there for sure.
100%. So tune in for the Tour Championship at East Lake. In the baseball world, the Milwaukee Brewers done did it. They were approaching this early this year, but they got a 12-game winning streak, which brought about a tradition where George Webb, a local restaurant chain in Milwaukee area, offers free hamburgers to its customers. It's a long-standing promotional agreement with the Brewers. The 12th win, got the burgers, happened last Wednesday. I believe the Brewers are playing the Cubs in the nightcap of a doubleheader. It may have just ended or be ending right now. The Brewers have yet to lose in August unless they lost the nightcap.
You know, honestly, that makes me kind of want to consider being a Brewers fan because
They did not. They shut out the Cubs 7-zip. Oh, sorry, that was
second.
game. That was
Yeah, I
game.
would say there's 2 games.
Game 2 is postponed.
Yeah.
All right. So they are undefeated in the first 18 days of August.
They are making up game 2 tomorrow.
Another doubleheader. All right.
No more 7-inning doubleheaders.
at least if we were Brewers fans, like that's a attainable thing we could be rooting for. Just 12 games in a row. Because we're never gonna make the postseason or anything as Pirates fans, but you know.
What do we do? Permanis? Is this pierogies
Yeah,
thing? What are we
something
doing?
like that.
All right. I can get on board with that. All right. Any other news to talk about in the sports world, gents?
I'm going to say something, and we're going to end the show.
Okay.
I am proud of us. We made it the entire episode and did not mention Taylor Swift on the Kelsey Brother podcast.
Well,
I'm
could
proud
you
of
just
us.
did?
I wanted to acknowledge it. I wanted to give everybody flowers. Happy birthday, Muff. We didn't talk
Happy
about her.
birthday, Muff.
Let's
Thank you, everybody.
let's
Thank
finish
you.
the show.
All right. Jim got it in the algorithm, so the transcript will reflect that it was there.
Is Sam like our
And-
Taylor Swift?
Nate?
What?
Just goes up. Got it. And
And end scene on this week's episode of Sports Stuff with Jim and Muff at Sports Jim Muff on Instagram and Twitter, Sports Stuff with Jim and Muff on Facebook, on YouTube. Make sure you do all the things. Get to 100 subscribers on YouTube. We're going to give away something. Prizes. A hat.
is
A bucket hat. Bucket hats that are too small for Jim's head. Until next week, party on.